Can I get a little
something,
a little
something.
woo woo woo? Can you hit me with a little woo woo woo?
You want something original or
It doesn't matter. Whatever's on your heart, darling.
okay, okay.
On the spot,
Let me
on the
see.
heart.
I'll sing an original. Da, 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 da. How does this? Come in for a second, put your phone down. For you, I've been working real hard, but I'm burnt out. What happened to the days when you said you would focus on me? I guess all that went down the drain when two became three.
Mm.
You got me in my head like, what am I to do now? Pacing back and forth with my thoughts screaming so loud. Together forever, my baby, that was the promise. I thought that we never would get here, but can I be honest? Can I be honest? Thanks for your concern. I gotta let it burn. I spent my time giving all you mine. Now it's my turn. Thanks for your concern. I gotta let it burn. Can't you see I'm tired of arguing? Gotta put me first. Thank you for your concern. All right, that's it.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Welcome to Raw Talent with your host, Miss Tink. Welcome to Raw Talent. Welcome to Raw Talent with your host, Miss Tink. Welcome to Raw Talent. Okay, so who is JayWhit?
JayWhit. JayWhit is an alter ego, honestly. I do separate JayWhit from Jaquan. JayWhit is more business. He about his coin. You know, he don't play.
Jaquan about his coin too, ain't it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, that Capital One coin. You know what I'm saying? But like JayWhit is more straightforward to the point. He also says the things I'm scared to say. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I try to leave it as an alter ego, kind of like Beyonce got Sasha Fierce and all that stuff, but
You're definitely a baby
way
fan,
more.
right?
Yes, I am. I am, but I mean, I'm not saying that I got the idea totally from her, but I literally just took the first part of my last name, first part of my first name,
And put it together.
Put it together, and it's like a persona. I love it. So
Make you feel free.
way freer, and especially when I'm on stage, it takes over. It's another place, for real.
Take you to a higher height.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So how would you classify yourself as a singer?
I'm a soul singer. I grew up in church, as you know. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like it's different, but I'm a perfect breed because my mom, she's the one that had me in church every Sunday. But my dad was the crooner. He loved R&B. So like that's why I say I'm a soul singer, because when you hear me sing, you get all of that. You feel like you're in church.
Combination.
Or, you know, feel like you cleaning up on a Saturday morning in your house. Singing to your lungs. So
do you think you'll ever cross into another genre, or you think that's your lane and you're gonna stick to it?
I can sing anything. I'm very picky though. So yeah, I would cross over. Like I'll probably do a pop record or like a rock record. Like I mean, it depends on what I'm presented with, basically, and I need to see how I would go about it, how I would do it. People always ask me when am I gonna do a gospel song or a gospel album, but that's not happening. So I'm too real. The gospel scene ain't ready for me.
It ain't ready for JayWhit. That's what it ain't. Oh, okay. All right. So once traveling becomes a norm, how will you cope with being away from home for long periods of time? You got a dog, so basically you have a baby.
Yeah.
You got your mom, your dad, your friend.
Well, see, my dad doesn't live here, so I mean that's not really part of that. But like, Being away from my mom, that'll probably be hard, but I talk to her every day like it's nothing. FaceTime calls all the time.
Right.
I think I would get used to it because, first of all, I got my best friend. She gonna be everywhere I go. So like, that always feels like home
Right.
for me
So you kind of
anyway.
bring home on the road.
So as long as I have her or at least one of my friends with me or somebody close to me with me, I probably won't take it as bad. But it is gonna be some days where I'll be like, damn.
I wish I could go home.
Yeah. And luckily my dog is a size that I can take him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
On some things.
Right.
I ain't gonna take him everywhere because that nigga irritating. But but
how children can be. They can be. They can sit on the nerves a little bit.
Right on them.
So what skills have you acquired to plateau your singing career? And I'm not just talking lyrically, I'm talking like period, the whole career aspect of it.
I mean, honestly, how I got to this level right now is I rehearse every day. I study every day. Most people ask me like the way that I do sing. A lot of people ask me, do I play an instrument, and I don't. I've never. I've had piano lessons for all of when I was younger, probably for all of like a month, and but back then I didn't have a passion for it like I do now. So like I did get some type of training, so I know the basic musical alphabet. But other than that, like the only skills I have is like listening to my favorite artists every day or studying performances, doing my own music. It's literally just doing it every day. Scientifically, they say the more you do it, the better you get.
Right.
So this is just practice every day, pretty much.
So do you write your own music?
All of everything that I've released thus far has been written by me and vocally produced by me. I don't make the beat. That I let the other people do that. But as far as like the singing and the lyrics, everything about that is me.
So are you interested in playing instruments? Like, do you think you'll get
I would love
into
to get back into it. Yeah, because that'll help my ear.
Right.
It'll help me expand and learn more about music.
So what kind of instruments you think you're interested in playing? You said
it would only be piano and maybe guitar. That's probably the only two.
Shoot, that's sometimes all you need is a piano to do a whole
exactly.
song.
Exactly. It don't take much.
So explain what goes into a song that you create that will help your fans grasp the significance of the scope of your work.
Okay, questions. So explain the process of it.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so like for my EP, most of my songs were written in my car. Usually what I would do is I'm always humming. You can ask her. I'm always humming something. So like if I have a melody in my head or if it's a certain type of melody, I have to record it on my phone. Even if I'm just mumbling, whatever, it doesn't have to actually have words to it.
Right.
So I'll record it on my phone, and then later, based off of the mumbling beats that I did, I'll apply words to them. Sometimes I be high. Because my creative juices flow then especially, you know. So, yeah, I think after that, like after I apply words to them, just make sure everything sounds okay. Sometimes I'll probably send it to my dad and be like, how you like this? You know what I'm saying? Because that's who influenced me. So after he gives his approval or whatever, I present it to my producer. And then that's like, you know, everything else is pretty much history from there. But most of my melodies and my songs come from just humming or just something that I have in my head.
So what about the lyrics, the content of the music? Like, what is your inspiration? Is it life events? Is it just something you experience, something you've seen? Do you put your pain into your music?
Absolutely. I'm an open book when it comes to music because that's the only way. Like if I'm feeling some type of way or somebody did something to me, like venting to a friend is not gonna do it. If I turn to other things like smoking, drinking, blah, blah, like no matter how much I try to cope with it, it's not going to work until I write it down.
Right.
So most of my music is based off of personal experience. Like my last EP was off of a relationship that did not go well. So I had to write
But do you think
out.
your pain helps other people?
That's my goal. As long as I can bring somebody out of what they're going through.
Right.
Because I think one of the most important things of life is that you're not just going through for yourself, you're going through for somebody else.
Right. And people don't realize that the same thing you go through may be the same thing somebody else is going through.
Right.
And your struggle can help them come out of their
exactly.
struggle.
Or they may not have the words to say it.
Like a lean on me.
You know? When you are not strong, okay?
If you had to choose between singing and songwriting, could you do one without the other?
Ah. Damn. Yes, I could. Singing is my that's just my niche. Like that's it. I could go without songwriting.
But you need the writing aspect though.
Yeah, but you can get people to write songs for you. I mean that's just real.
You still gonna take your lyrics though. You just won't use it. You know what I'm saying? Like you still need those tools for yourself.
But see, my thing is I'm more of a performer than anything.
Right.
Like I love being on stage.
Okay.
So I mean, to answer your question, yes, I feel like I would choose singing over songwriting because that's just my singing is my passion. Songwriting is something I picked up along the way, but I only think that's because that was passed down from my dad because my dad is a beast writer. So I feel like I just took that on because I'm his son. But singing is definitely.
So is your dad in the music industry as well?
He used to be. He's written songs for Angie Stone. He's helped out with a couple of stuff. But he's not in the forefront. You know what I'm saying? He was always in the back.
Ain't nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah, that's where the money at. That's where the money at, to be honest. And people don't know that.
Yes.
But when I was coming up, he stayed in the studio. He always took me. But like I said, when I was younger, I didn't have an interest for it. Like I was just, living life.
What was your pivot? What turned you
High school. So I could always sing. I've been singing since I was 6. So, of course, when you do it in church, you just kind of used to that. You go to church just to sing, all right, that's done. My mama was the one that was like, because I didn't take any extracurricular activities in middle school. It was just the basic, language classes and stuff like that. I didn't want to take choir because when I tried it in 6th grade, it was just classical music. And that doesn't appeal to me. Yeah. So I was like, nah, I'm good.
Classical music in middle school?
Yeah. Okay. So when I got to high school, my mama was like, oh, no, you're going to get in chorus. You sing, so you're going to take choir. So she made me take it. Still the same thing, though. We sang classical music in high school, but then we also had an era of gospel choir. So Mr. Campbell at Highland Springs had the gospel choir, and that's when it was just the awakening. Like, if it wasn't for Mr. Campbell putting me on to a lot of stuff in my high school career, like, I can't say that I wouldn't be in love with music like I am now.
Well, shout out to Mr. Campbell.
Okay. He's like a second dad to me, so yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So after high school, were you just perfecting your craft to get here, or did you, take a break, or did you,
After high school, I joined a community gospel choir. I had some friends at the time that sang in a group, and they was like, we think you would be dope. I think you should just come to a rehearsal. The choir's name was Zion's Voice. So I sang with them for about 4 to 5 years. So that was my life after high school because I didn't go to college. So I was working right out the gate. So that was my extracurricular activity outside of work. So I sang with them for about 5 years. I've sang behind a whole bunch of gospel greats with that choir. So that was the experience I gained with that.
And all this stuff just pushed you towards JayWhit.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like from high school and then after high school with Zion's Voice, I always give them credit because they always helped me basically increase my passion for music. You can always tell that I was the one that took it seriously, though. Because the choir wouldn't rehearse their music. I'm at home listening to the songs, every part, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming to rehearsal ready. And, like, a lot of people didn't take it as serious as I did, but it was just like music was just it for me.
You started sleeping, eating, and breathing.
Exactly.
So, what's your biggest upset about pursuing music?
My biggest upset would be that a lot of great singers don't get the credit that they deserve. It can be very harsh, and it can also be a comparison game when it doesn't need to be. Um, I feel like, especially with Richmond, there are a lot of dope artists here, whether you sing, rap, poetry, a musician, whatever. Um, my problem is I just don't think we should all be going against each other because there's room for all of us at the table.
And it's power in numbers.
Right. So, I'm not that person. That person's not me. Like, there's nothing to compare with because we're different. But we both bring something unique and genuine and authentic to the table. So why isn't there enough room? So sometimes I have found my group, like my set clique of people that do not try to overshadow me. They don't try to harness my dream. They support, and it's vice versa.
So do you think that that's a problem in Richmond? What you just said, you found your clique.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you just got to find the right people.
But if we don't have cliques, then that would be.
That is true. It's kind of contradicting.
Yeah,
but
I get what you're saying. Like, but
you go to some groups, some cliques of people, and you realize that they're all about themselves.
Right.
You have to find your group where y'all are all trying to elevate together.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying, like, it's not a comparison when it comes to artists, because a lot of people can be like that. So there are groups out there that are like, I've worked with producers where I've presented some ideas to them, but they made it into them. They wanted me to do what they created.
Yeah.
I'm not coming for you for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want. Nah. Not at all.
So you're going for the original aspect.
Mhm.
Yeah. I do believe what you said was true, though, that Richmond, we don't have to compete with each other. We should all come together.
We're a melting pot.
We are. And I had a conversation with an artist before that said, it hasn't been any, like, huge name really come out of Richmond.
Not a Richmond.
Wow.
Even it's
Virginia,
always Norfolk.
Even Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had Trey Songz from Petersburg, but how many years ago did Trey Songz start?
Same with Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Missy Elliott.
Yeah. Timberland.
For real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, nobody's from Richmond, though. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's upsetting. And other than myself, you got Del Royale, you got my friend J Bean, you have my friend Mo, Brianna Chrissy. It's so many people here that can really sing their ass off, and their music is great, but it's like everybody looks over Richmond for some reason. So we're trying to change that. So yeah.
So you think joining with other ventures and coming together will change that?
Yeah.
Do you think
my pastor said the other day, if you want to go, if you want to go far, go alone. No, if you want to go, it's something he said that made so much sense. It was like a African proverb or something. If you want to go far, go together. Right. Like, there's strength in numbers.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, I'm not saying that, we a group and, we all gonna make it together, but we all have the
same drive and
ambition. Yeah, exactly.
Same
and
vision.
When one of us make it, all of us. I'm putting all my people on because we all got the same dream. But I mean, I still have my my goals as well.
Do you travel outside of Richmond and do shows yet?
I'm about to. Honestly, JayWhit was just created last year, and I saw that it was a top 10 project on iTunes. It just confirmed everything that I ever prayed about or thought about or saw myself, envisioning myself what I would be doing with music. And it gave me the feeling of, you're supposed to be here. This is what you're supposed to be doing. People look for you.
Right.
Like, from the time I've released my EP, I've gotten so many countless messages, inspiring messages about, people just being happy that I finally came out with something, because I was singing covers for so long.
Right.
So it was just like, it was nervous, but then it turned into just joyful and grateful. So
So is that your defining moment to say JayWhit is it for me? This is where I need to be.
That was my confirmation.
So when did your EP drop?
I dropped it in March. I actually dropped it a few days after my birthday, March 26th.
Of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
this
new.
year. Yeah, it's fresh. New. Recent.
Yeah.
So stream that. Stream
that. I know that's right.
Yes.
I know that's right. So, you said you work for Capital One. Mm-hmm. So are you ready to let that go to pursue your dreams?
So bad.
You look like you're so over it.
I am. I am. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for a job. I'm grateful that God put me there, because let's not get it twisted. Without Capital One, I wouldn't have this EP out. Half of the stuff I've done this year.
Because you're independent.
Right. And that's very hard.
Do you plan to stay independent? Yes,
until the right deal comes along.
So you're not selling your soul?
No.
You know, a lot of people get in the music industry and do that because being independent is hard.
I'm okay with the same crowd as a Fantasia or a Jasmine Sullivan or a John Legend. I'm not the type of person. I mean, you know, if God gives it to me, He want me to be a Beyonce selling out stadiums, then okay, like, that's fine. But I'm also okay with not being that famous to where I can't walk out my door.
Right.
I'm okay with the small arenas, the intimate shows. I don't really care about the numbers.
So why do you like the intimate setting? Is it the connection with the audience?
Mm-hmm. I like to feel the people.
Right, which will help you deliver your message and make sure that you're heard as well. That was my next question. You stole my question and answered it very well by that. So how about your first show? How did you feel after that? Because I saw it. And I saw the pictures come out afterwards, and you were just pouring on social media. So how did you feel? Because you could see, honestly, in just a picture, which a picture is 1,000 words, but you could see the passion, you could see the emotion.
Yeah.
Just in a still shot, not even in the performance part. I'm just saying, like, you look like you were really.
That night was a movie. It was a movie. Sold out. Like, I'm still speechless. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a movie. Once again, I was just grateful to have the people to work with me. I have such a great support team. So they helped me every step of the way. They made sure I didn't lift a finger, for real. Even though I was still running like a chicken with my head cut off. But like people like her,
getting
you know what I'm
ready
saying?
for stuff.
You need to sit the fuck down. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Don't stress yourself out.
Okay, you got to sing in a few minutes, so you need to sit down. Like, it's stuff like that makes it important. But the show overall, I was just very happy with the result of it. It was a very smooth process, and when you watch very famous artists,
you hear the big names.
But that's why when I say like the real singers never get credit. So that's why I'm trying to change. Like, y'all gotta hear us. Like, somebody's gonna have to. Like, Jasmine Sullivan is just now getting her flowers. Why? Like, that girl's been out for over 10 years.
Yeah.
Like,
but it takes time. So are you prepared to take another 10 years to get to even like where Jasmine Sullivan is now? Are you prepared for that?
It takes it.
Do you think that mentally you'll be able to handle that?
My dad has prepared me. My whole life.
Right. Everybody don't have that, so that's awesome.
Yeah. Thanks to my pops. But like he's given me advice from the time I could talk to now. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I think he had to know somewhere down the line that I was gonna take it serious. So
he saw it in you before you saw it in you. That's amazing.
Him and my mama.
Shout out to the parents.
Yeah. Let my mama tell it I'm my dad's child. So
okay, they always say that. They always say that.
They always say that. But I act just like her though. I act just like her. I look like my father and I sing like my father, but personality wise, I'm my mama's child. She had to be in there somewhere. Yeah.
You know. Okay, so if anybody wanted to find you, find your music, keep in touch, book you, You know, where would they find you at?
My Instagram is JayWhit Music, so that's JayWhit Music. Facebook is Jaquan D. Whitley. I'm on Twitter with the same JayWhit Music. If you want to book me, my booking email is jaywhitbookings@gmail.com, so you can reach me there. I'm also in a group called The Collective, so you can hit any of us up on our social handles. So yeah, we do a lot right now, and I love it.
Great.
So,
Great.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be revisiting this topic when in 10 years. Maybe before then.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Keep us up to date on them shows.
Absolutely.
Even if they're not here, because Raw Talent supports you 100%.
Thanks. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you for coming.
No problem. Anytime.
Throw it back. You know I like the way that you throw it back. Bend that ass over and give it a smack. Got your wheels running like you on track. Yeah. Say my name. Got you saying Jay in several different ways. Induct me to the Hall of Fame. Cause when I'm done with it, you won't be the same. Yeah. Exactly what you came for. Feel like we at war. Things from my way. Love the way it tastes. It's me and you tonight, baby. We gon' have a one night stand. One night only, I'ma be your man. We gon' have a one night stand. And when we done, you gon' be my biggest fan. Let's turn up. Hey, we're all the opposite night. I feel so right. I promise I won't mind. Yeah. Sit back and relax. I'ma hit it till you climax. I'm the best you ever had, and that's a fact. I don't really know a nigga that can do it like me. Put it on your bed. Got you saying fuck these wannabes. Figures on my name. Say I say in your vein. I'm pounding like we're in the game. Exactly what you came for. Feel like we at war. Let's pop out with the way it tastes. Tonight, baby, gon' have a one night stand. For one night only, I'ma be your man. We gon' have a one night stand. And when we done, you gon' be my biggest fan. Tell me what you gonna do. It's just really up to you, yeah. Tell me what you gonna do. It's up to you.
Tink did not come to play with you hoes. I came to slay, bitch.